Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in today's episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to an alcohol reduction hypnosis session created for a client that wanted to reduce their alcohol consumption just to 2 or 3 drinks, maybe 1 bottle of wine on, let's say, a Friday or a Saturday. They didn't want to be drinking every day. And what had happened is that a couple of things had reached a point of feeling stressed, feeling overwhelmed, and then alcohol felt really appealing in that moment. So what you're going to hear in this session is treating that as reconnaissance. It then gives us this ability to say, right, well, if alcohol currently is up the list as a coping strategy for stress, we need to have better coping strategies for stress so that alcohol falls all the way down the list, so that even if they're stressed, alcohol doesn't seem like it's going to help in that situation. So it is 2 things really, alcohol reduction, but also stress reduction, or providing alternative coping strategies for stress so that alcohol becomes less appealing in that context. If you drink alcohol as a way to reduce stress, actually it's not an addiction, but it can lead to an addiction because alcohol temporarily does make the level of stress go down, and therefore you're rewarding yourself every time you drink if you're feeling stressed, and that can create addictive loops. So if you're feeling stressed, knowing that no emotion lasts forever, and you can manage it in a different way, then actually what you'll find is that alcohol becomes less necessary and more optional. And when it's optional, then you can take it or leave it, which itself is very empowering. What's also worth bearing in mind when it comes to alcohol is that it will have a huge element of a placebo effect. The ritual of opening a bottle of beer or pouring a glass of wine and taking your shoes off, or just kind of sitting on a couch watching TV with that, there'll be other things that contribute to the relaxation that have nothing to do with the alcohol. Because a lot of people say, well, immediately that first sip of wine, they feel more relaxed. It takes about 20 minutes for the alcohol to actually enter the bloodstream. So therefore, that relaxation can't be coming from the alcohol. It has to be coming from the belief that it's helping. And these are the things that will help you to be free of this idea that alcohol is necessary to reduce stress. It can link to it, but it isn't necessary. There are lots of other things that can do that as well. If you feel like you're struggling with alcohol, and maybe you drink when you're stressed or drink when you're anxious, that can change. This session itself may help, but if you do feel like a customized session might be useful for you, then there will be a link in the show notes, or you can check out my website, adamcox.co.uk, and book a free consultation call there. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in, imagine breathing in a feeling of pure relaxation. Get the sense of that relaxation going in through your nose into your lungs. And just imagine as you exhale, a steady sense that any stress, any tension is gradually but consistently leaving your body in your outward breath. And when you breathe in deeper than you did before. And as you exhale, allow that outward breath to be longer. Feel the stress or tension leaving your body, almost like you're breathing towards a candle several meters away, really emptying your lungs. And when you breathe in even deeper than before, breathing in that distilled relaxation, a resourceful feeling of relaxation. Breathing in what your body needs and giving yourself permission to let go of any unresourceful emotions, particularly stress. Feel stress leaving your body, not only in your outward breath. Imagine it melting away. Imagine it evaporating. Imagine it disintegrating. Just imagine all of that stress gradually disappearing into nothingness. And yet you're still breathing in that resourceful relaxation. As your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And I want you to imagine a hot tub that overlooks a mountain range. Just imagine wearing whatever clothing is suitable to be really enjoying that hot tub. Imagine the temperature of the water is exactly the temperature to maximize your relaxation. Not too hot and not too cold. Just the right temperature to really enjoy bathing in that water. I want you to imagine it's not sunset but getting close. I want you to get a sense that there is a glow. Perhaps a glow in the sky, but also a glow on you. I want you to get a sense that that glow of the sun is melting away any remaining tension and stress. And the feeling of the water on your skin in that hot tub helps you feel deeper and deeper relaxed. Maybe you could imagine the water gently bubbling around you. Or perhaps the water is still and it's just the temperature you can notice. But the combination of the views and the warmth and the water gives you a wonderful feeling of pure relaxation. I want you to get a sense of when you look at those distant mountains. Just imagine any work-related worries or stresses are all the way over there behind the mountains. When the time comes to think about them, those thoughts will return, but not now. Now those thoughts don't need to be in your head. So just place them behind the mountains. And notice when you do that, you feel lighter, freer, able to enjoy your free time, particularly weekends and evenings. And notice that when you feel relaxed, when you put any worries and thoughts far away, there is no need to feel a desire to drink. And if you do, it's purely for recreation and not self-medication. From this point onwards, you no longer need any form of alcohol to deal with stress, because you realize there is so many other options. Here in this hot tub in your imagination, you feel deeply at peace here, relaxed and safe. And just before you fully drift off in that warmth of the hot tub, I want you to remember a time when you were walking a dog, also on a sunny day. I want you to imagine rolling hills and trees and blue skies and maybe old buildings like a church that you could see. You could imagine being in the hot tub, imagining that you're walking a dog. And in doing so, feel that fresh air. Feel invigorated while also relaxed. Feeling that any stresses and worries are far, far away. They don't need to be with you while you're walking the dog in that picturesque countryside. Imagine looking at the dog having so much fun. A friendly, happy dog wagging its tail through rural countryside. What if this is a blueprint? A tip? Why is it that dogs don't carry so much stress? Dogs are experts at mindfulness, being in the moment. And every time you see your dog looking cheerful, wagging its tail, or just enjoying a belly rub or a stroke, I want you to get a sense that that ability to be mindful also applies to you. Anxiety is when you think about the future. Regret is when you think about the past. But there is power in the now, in the moment. Because in the moment is the only moment that is ever real. I want you to get a sense that as you imagine walking that countryside, perhaps you could imagine flowers or trees, birds in the sky. I want you to think about a time when you were just relaxing at home. You get a sense that you could imagine being in a hot tub, imagining that you're taking a dog for a walk, while then imagining being at home on a reclining lounger with a particular scent in the air. Feel how good it feels to just unwind at home. No need for a drink. That smell, that rate of breathing, that feeling of just relaxing now, gives you a sense that all you need to relax is to give yourself permission to relax. And as you lay there, feeling the softness of that reclining lounger, with the scent drifting through the room, giving you permission to just unwind completely, your mind begins to drift. And maybe, as your awareness gently moves inward, you begin to think about how, in the past, you would automatically reach for a glass of wine, as if it was the only way to unwind. But what if now something has shifted? Not just in thought, but deep within you, unconsciously. What if your body and your nervous system now craves other things instead? Movement, laughter, walking in nature, relaxing in warm water, breathing deeply, music at a frequency that makes relaxation effortless. Some people find journaling a great way to get thoughts out of their head in a place where they can look at them later. Some people find solitude and silence the perfect way to really unwind. Some people find a particular drink, maybe a particular blend of tea or iced tea, or just watching the sky change color or clouds drift by, happens to work for them. And what if that old belief that wine was either the only way or the best way to deal with stress, what if that belief has crumbled now? What if your own life tells you that there are so many other ways that leave no regret, no guilt, no disappointment, no feeling cross at breaking your own standards, no tiredness or cloudy morning after. And now, when you do drink wine, feel that your unconscious has calibrated a new natural limit. Maybe in the past, that natural limit was 2 bottles. And when you got close to that limit, sometimes it would mean drinking to excess, hangovers the next day, sometimes even blackouts. I want you to allow your unconscious to set the new limit, an unconscious limit, at 1 bottle. And when you get close to that 1 bottle limit, your desire goes all the way down, almost like it's repulsive or just undesirable or bland to you. What if you feel no desire to drink more than a bottle? And if that bottle were ever exceeded, what if your body gave you clues that you began to feel something change inside you? Perhaps your mind would help you naturally set this limit. Maybe you notice that more than a bottle you can't help but think that the wine is corroding your stomach, burning your gut lining. I wonder if you could imagine it now, more than a bottle, burning, bubbling, damaging the very center of your well-being. Doesn't feel relaxing. It could even feel toxic and corrosive. And maybe emotionally it's worse. Over a bottle feels like fueling anxiety or disappointment. Maybe it feels like breaking a promise to yourself, like falling short of the new standard that you've created. I want you to feel that this new you knows their worth, values their peace, and appreciates their power. Doesn't it feel good to set a new standard and meet that standard? What, if anything, under a bottle makes you feel proud and in control, healthy? Anything above that makes you feel sick and anxious and tired. I want you to feel that you are in control now, not because you force yourself, but because it's who you are becoming. Feel that it's easier than ever to stop at just 2 or 3 glasses, or even less. Whatever you think of wine or alcohol, make it a black and white image in your head. Feel like it's small and distant. It just doesn't call you anymore. It no longer pulls you the way that it used to. Instead, your unconscious begins to steer you toward a sense of peace and tranquility, towards pride. And what if that means that you get more deep sleep, more clarity in the morning, and energy that lasts? What if you've been taking future energy to deal with the moment, and then drinking wine to deal with the stress, all of that cortisol in your blood, but then that affects your sleep and then you feel tired the next day? I wonder how good it would feel to break a cycle. You feel less stressed. And when you do feel stressed, you deal with stress in different ways. You drink perhaps 70 or 80% less than you were. Your body has more energy, more clarity, and therefore more of these situations gets managed well and you feel even less stress. What if this whole cycle can work in the opposite way? The more energy you have, the more accomplished you feel, the more resilient you feel, and the less stress you notice. And any time a moment of stress or discomfort arises, you will find your mind automatically exploring other options, like tools on a belt or resources within you. And they work because you work. I want you to feel that you're worth the effort. Feel a sense of duty, of care, of peace. It's time to leave this place in your mind. And you imagine that you're no longer on that lounger, smelling that incense. You're actually walking a dog through beautiful countryside, And then realize this is a thought within a different thought. And you're actually there in a hot tub overlooking mountains, behind which your problems are far, far away. But even that is just a thought within a thought, an idea within an idea, a dream within a dream, and actually, here you are right now in the moment, here, listening to me. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, start to connect and calibrate with the here and the now. Very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. But you will awaken with a whole new level of self-control, a deep respect and care for your body, and a quiet, lasting desire to live a life that doesn't need more than 2 or 3 drinks, and most of the time doesn't need it at all. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.